Good evening, all. Today we are going to study the new unit which is called integration, and from that we are going to start the first chapter, that is indefinite integration. So before I proceed, just confirm, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so first of all, let us see what is the meaning of this term called integration. So integration is nothing but the reverse process of differentiation. It is the reverse process of differentiation. Reverse process of differentiation. First thing, reverse process differentiation. Then to understand this thing, reverse process, we need to understand certain terms first. For example, this. This is this is called elongated S. Elongated S. Okay. Nobody use this term elongated S. This is just for your knowledge. This is called symbol of integration. Symbol of integration. You have already used this symbol so many times in physics. Symbol of integration. Then this thing, this thing elongated as then fx dx. This is called integral of fx. Integral of fx with respect to x. This whole thing is called integral of fx with respect to x. In this expression, only fx is called integrand. Fx is called integrand. So this is the terminology used. Okay, symbol of integration. Then this whole thing elongated as fx and dx. What is this called? It's called integral of fx with respect to x. What is fx called in particular? It is called integrand. Okay, and x in dx. X in dx means this. It is called variable of integration. That means integration is done with respect to x. Variable of integration. So these are some of the basic terms used in integration. Now combining all these and the definition, that is the reverse process, let us take some examples. Let us try to understand this concept of reverse process. See, if I ask you what is the differentiation of x square, obviously with respect to x, then your answer will be 2x. What is your answer when you are differentiating x square plus 7? It is again 2x. What is your answer when you are differentiating x square minus 7? Answer is again 2x. Observe this important thing, that with x square, if there is some constant also, still the differentiation is 2x, because differentiation of constant is 0. That is the reason. And now they are saying that integration is the reverse process of differentiation. So that means if I want to integrate 2x, not x square, I am differentiating x square, I am getting 2x. So that means if I integrate 2x, integrate means symbol of integration. What I'm integrating? I am integrating 2x with respect to x. So for that I'm writing dx. Okay, so basically I'm integrating 2x. So now the question is, when I will integrate 2x and differentiate, integration is reverse process of differentiation. So what I will be getting? Will I be getting x square, or I'll be getting x square plus 7, or I'll be getting x square plus 7? No one can give the exact answer. We can't be sure about that. We'll be getting x square or x square plus 7 or x square minus 7 or any other such kind of term. So that is why to remove this thing, this difference in the answer, like there is 7 or minus 7 or some other constant, or is it 0, what they do, they introduce a constant c from their side, which is called constant of integration, it may be any constant, like it may be 7, it may be minus 7, it may be 0, it can be 2, it can be 3, it can be any other number. It is not definite, it is not fixed, but one thing is clear, that certainly it will be a constant of integration. That is why it is called indefinite integration. Okay, indefinite. Though there is a constant, there is some fixed value, but we are not sure that what is the exact value. So to avoid all these answers, okay, or any other such answer, or to express all of them through a single answer, we use x square plus a constant. Okay, and that is why it is called indefinite integration. On the other hand, now let us understand differentiation of x square 2x. Differentiation of 2x is x square plus c. Differentiation of x square plus 7 2x. Integration of 2x x square plus c. Differentiation of x square minus 7 is 2x. Integration of 2x is x square plus c. So this thing is called reverse process. Okay. See, chapter is mainly formula and type based. There is no as such boring theory or something like that. Just some basic rules which we write in 1 or 2 lines. Okay. Mainly this is application based chapter. Practice as much as you can. Two very simple properties. Those who know the properties of sigma, even they can understand very easily. Or if you know the properties of differentiation, you can understand the properties of integration also. Like if you remember, in case of differentiation, if there is any constant multiplied and you are differentiating it, then k comes outside the differentiation. Same is true for integration. If you are integrating something and some constant is multiplied, it can come out of that integration sign. Okay. Then similarly, if you are integrating sum or difference of two or more functions. Okay. Distributive property means you integrate fx separately, you integrate gx separately, and whatever sign is there in between, plus or minus, you write it there. Okay, very simple, very basic properties. Then one another thing, this integration. Okay, integration is also called, just another name or terminology, integration is also called antiderivative. Integration is also called antiderivative, or integration is also called antiderivative or primitive. Okay, why antiderivative? Reverse process, remember. So antiderivative, opposite of differentiation. Another name, this is important, primitive, because students get confused what they are asking. They will ask the question like this: find the primitive of this function. Primitive means integration. So integration is also called antiderivative or primitive. Okay, three names: integration, antiderivative, primitive. So today's class is basically is based on elementary integration, some basic integration we are going to do today. Tomorrow also we have class, so gradually we will increase the level as well as concept. So elementary integration, what does it mean? It means that today we are going to do the integration which is based on some standard formula. Okay, some of them you will find very easy because you are already solving them in physics. like the first one, x to the power n dx. Second is 1 by x dx. If you want, you can note down these formulas somewhere, just these formulae, because we'll be solving questions on this. E to the power x dx, then a to the power x dx, sin x dx. Okay, so tell me what is the formula for the first one. I think you should already know this. X to the power n integration. What is the formula? Yes, anyone? Integration of x to the power n.
So x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1.
Yes, correct. X raised to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c, where n not equal to minus 1. Why? Because if n is minus 1, then this denominator in RHS will become 0. Whole thing will become undefined. Now, if you want to understand why the integration of x to the power n is this, what you do, you differentiate RHS. You differentiate RHS and you will get x to the power n. See, differentiation is easy. Differentiation of c will be 0 and differentiation of x to the power n plus 1 will be n plus 1 into x to the power n. N plus 1 into x to the power n divided by n plus 1. N plus 1 gets cancelled. X to the power n will be left behind. Why? Because reverse process of differentiation. Similarly, 1 by x. Integration is ln x plus c. Why? Because differentiation of log x is 1 by x. Sometimes in some books you will find ln mod x plus c. Both of them are okay, no problem with that. Okay. Differentiation of e to the power x is e to the power x. So integration is e to the power x. To know that why the answers are like this, you differentiate the right hand side, you will get the integrand of the LHS. Why? I'm repeating again and again. Only one thing, reverse process. Now integration of a to the power x. Now I won't tell you what is the reason. I will just write down the formula. So these are some of the basic or standard formulae on which we'll be solving questions today. Okay. Please note down somewhere because I'm going to give a lot of questions in a few minutes. This is sin x plus c. Then integration of sec square x is 10x because differentiation of 10x is sec square x. Simple. Then differentiation of cosec square x. Differentiation of cosec square x will be minus cot x plus c. Then differentiation of sec x 10x. Differentiation of sec x 10x is sec x plus c. And differentiation of cosec x cot x. Differentiation of cosec x cot x. You should remember all these formula. Okay, start learning from today itself. Okay, these 10. First is x to the power n, then 1 by x, then third and fourth based on exponential, and last 6 based on trigonometric. Sine, cos, sec square, cosec square, sec tan, and cosec cot. Okay. After learning these formulae, before we start solving questions, there is one important rule that you should remember for now. Reason you will come to know later. And the rule is, please note, I will give you example also. If integration of fx if integration of fx is suppose capital Fx, okay, capital Fx, then very important result, I'm repeating again, then integration of fax plus c. So what is the change is that x has been replaced by ax plus b. Just this rule, nothing else. X has been replaced by ax plus b. X can be replaced by a more linear term, that is ax plus b. What will be the effect on the answer? In capital F, this ax plus b will appear, and the whole answer, this integral, this whole answer will be divided by a. This is the rule for now. Later you will come to know the reason as well. Example, example. We just learned that integration of sec square x. It is formula number 7c. Integration of sec square x is 10x plus c. Okay. So if someone asks you, what is the integration of sec square? Let's say 2x plus 3. What is its integration? then you will use this concept. If integration of small fx is capital Fx, then integration of small f ax plus b. So what is the difference? What you can see in the formula, which is appearing exactly same, only that x is replaced by 2x plus 3. It is fine, we can do it. No other formula. Do not create your own formula. Just replace x by x plus b. Okay. There's a formula for x. Now we can write formula for 2x plus 3. How? In the same formula, in place of x, I will write 2x plus 3. But with one more change, and that is we divide by a. Now what is a? A is coefficient of x. Okay. A is coefficient of x. Just remember this one rule also. And now you'll be able to solve question. I am going to solve you, give you some questions, and they will be based on three concepts. One is this table of standard formula. You have to remember this. This rule, it may be used, and the properties, these two properties. Based on the combination of these three concepts, now we are going to solve some questions. So what I am going to do, I will be writing so many questions in a single time. First, you will be solving them for 5 minutes or so, and then after that, we will discuss them one by one. Okay, we'll discuss them one by one. Important is you try them in your rough notebook or somewhere. First, you will solve these 5 questions. Okay, you will solve these 5 questions. I'm giving you 3-4 minutes, and then we'll discuss them one by one. If you can answer them, then it will be really good. Yes. Now, can anyone tell me what is the answer of the first question? Yes, anyone? First question. See, what is x root x? X root is x to the power 3 by 2. X to the power 1 into x to the power half is x to the 3 by 2. And now you can use first formula. X to the power n is x to the power n plus 1. So 3 by 2 plus 1 will become 5 by 2. So overall you can write it as 2 by 5 x to the power 5 by 2 plus c. This is your first answer. Yes, second one. Second answer, anyone?
So x plus c.
Yes, correct, because see, only 1 is there. If nothing is written between integration and dx, that means 1 is there. 1 can be written as x to the power 0. Use the formula x to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. Ultimately, this is nothing but x plus c. Okay. Second question. Yes, can anyone tell me what is the answer to the third question? Anyone tried this one? Third question.
So x plus 1 next to 4 upon 4 plus c.
There is some problem with the power. See, first thing is that it is 1 upon x plus 1 whole cube. This is fine. This is okay that it is whole cube. But next, what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to write it like this. X plus 1 to the power minus 3. And now you know what? For this third question, you have to use the formula that x to the power n is x to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. So we can say that, now listen carefully, we can see that in place of n we have minus 3 and in place of x we have x plus 1. Can we use it? Yes. It is more linear term, more general linear term. X is replaced by ax plus b. So how you will integrate in the same way? N plus 1, n plus 1. What else? What else? One more term comes in division and that is coefficient of x. You remember coefficient of x, which is 1 here. Okay, which is 1 here. So what will be the final answer? Final answer will be minus 1 upon 2 x plus 1 whole square plus c. This is your answer. Question number 3. Use the formula of x to the power n. Okay. Now regarding fourth one, see, you will find all these questions in the notes. Right now you just need to practice them or solve them somewhere. Okay, forget about the solution. Do not note down the solution, just understand it. I will share the PDF. Yes, fourth question. Any one of you, can you give me the answer? Fourth one. Anyone? Fourth question. Alicia, can you give the answer of this question? Fourth one.
So log 2x plus 3 upon 2 plus c.
Yes, correct. See, others please note. Integration of 1 by x is log x plus c, right? So it seems similar to this 1 upon 2x plus 3. I even told you that what you can do, you can replace x by more general linear term. I am repeating this again and again. So this will be 1 upon 2x plus 3 and then divided by 2 plus 3. Now you know what happens. I am constantly repeating for linear term, right? What happens after some time, students, they get confused, and even if like question is like this, please note. If question is like this, even then they will, give the solution like this: ln of 2x square plus 3x plus 1 upon 2. This is absolutely wrong. Okay, I'm repeating. If small fx integration is capital Fx, then we can only find integration of small f ax plus b. Replace x by a more linear term. That's it. You cannot use this for quadratic, cubic, and so on. So this will be solved based on the second formula of integration of 1 by x. Now after this, fifth one. Can anyone tell me this one? This is the only question which is little bit different from others. Otherwise, rest of them are directly related to formula. Can anyone tell me how to solve this fifth question?
So if we
Yes.
factorize the denominator and use the previous property,
Like I have factorized it. She is saying that first of all we will factorize the denominator. I am not teaching you factorization. I have directly written the factors. Yes. Can you please tell me what you will do next?
so we can separate 1 upon x plus 2 and 1 upon x plus 3.
Yeah, that is the thing I want to discuss. See, you should always speak up. In that way, you will never be doing the mistake in exam if you do it here. See, if you think that I can split it like this, it is wrong here. Because there is no property as such that you split in differentiation, right? When we were using that property, I said whenever there is plus or minus sign in between, we can split it, we can separate the integral, not in case of product. Okay. However, your thought about splitting is absolutely correct. You wanted to get separated so that you can use the previous property or previous formula. And yes, definitely we'll do it, but in some other way. How? We have 1 in the numerator, and see, I have written 1 only, but in some other form. When you will subtract x plus 2 from x plus 3, you will get 1 only. Okay, you will get 1 only. I have written 1. And how come I have written x plus 3 minus of x plus 2? By observing the denominators. If you observe the denominator, x plus 3 is greater than x plus 2 by 1, and that same 1 is there in the numerator. So instead of 1, we will write x plus 3 minus x plus 2. And now, what is the purpose of writing is like this? Because now I will split them, and now I can definitely do the integration. Why? Because like see, minus sign is here, and 1 term will be cancelling from numerator and denominator, and then it can be solved by property number 2. So a good question. This will be cancelled. This will become 1 upon x plus 2. This will become 1 upon x plus 3. Now can we split this? Yes, definitely. Why? Because minus sign is there and we have the property. Integration of fx minus gx is integration of fx minus integration of gx, and the answers are ln x plus 2 minus ln of x plus 3 plus c. This is the answer. I hope you might have understood this thing. Similarly, there is some other set of questions. This is your sixth one. In the seventh question, it is 2 to the power x plus 3 to the power x whole square. Eighth question is 2 to the power x into e to the power x dx. Ninth is 10 square x. And 10th is solve these 5 questions. See, solving is very important. Okay, in this chapter, you have to solve, to think as much as you can. Try to relate it with the formula. I told you only 3 things: formula, properties, and that rule. Okay, nothing else. Just think about those 3 things and you will be able to get the answer. Try these questions for some time. Can you please confirm, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
And yeah, please one more thing. Screen visible to you? These questions 6 to 10.
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. I got disconnected. Yeah. So sixth question. Have you tried it? Sixth one. Anyone having any idea how to solve this question? Sixth one. See, to solve sixth question, firstly we think about making factors or something like this. Okay. If you are good at making factors, then you can see that this will be cancelled. Even if you are not, it is fine because you can do the long division method. Why? Because see, in the numerator degree is 4 and the denominator degree is 2. So divide it. Usual division, long division. So x square. This will be x to the power 4 minus x cube plus x square. Minus minus plus x cube plus 1. This will become x. So it will be x cube minus x square plus x. X square minus x plus 1. So this is getting exactly cancelled. This is getting exactly cancelled because the remainder is 0. Okay. Remainder is 0. You have dividend divisor. What is the quotient? Quotient is only x square plus x plus 1. Question is over. Why? Because of division. Now you can split this in 3 parts. You can split this in 3 parts, x square, x and 1. For the first part it will be x cube by 3, then it will be x square by 2, then it will be x plus c. This is your answer. So divided. It is elementary integration. Not very difficult integration is used here. I am repeating again. Properties, formulae, and in some question that rule may be used. That's it. So till these examples, 6 examples, questions were asked on first two formulae. Either you were using formula of x to the power n or you were using formula of 1 upon x. Now these 7th and 8th, they are based on the next two formulae, that is formula of e to the power x and a to the power x. So to solve the 7th one, first of all we will square this expression. So 2 to the power x square, a square plus b square plus 2ab. Now 2 to the power x whole square. 2 to the power x whole square is 4 to the power x. Why? Because 2 to the power x whole square means what? 2 to the power x whole square means 2 to the power x into 2 to the power x. This will become 2 to the power 2x, and this I can write as 4 to the power x as well. Okay. Next term will be 9 to the power x, and this will be 2 into 6 to the power x. Now you will use the property of splitting because plus sign is there. Okay. Plus sign is there, so you can split it in 3 integrands. And you can integrate them now because we have the formula for a to the power x. Formula of integration of a to the power x is a to the power x upon ln a. What is a here? 4. Next one it is 9. Next one it is 6. This is it. This is the answer. Okay, so 4 to the power x by ln 4 plus 9 to the power x upon ln 9 plus 2 into 6 to the power x upon ln x ln 6 plus c. This is the final answer. Simply based on expansion and then use the formula of a to integration of a to the power x. Yes, what about the 8th one now? Who can tell me how to simplify, integrate 8th question? Can anyone tell me? Eighth one. See, eighth question can be simplified in this way. 2 to the power x into e to the power x simply means 2e to the power x, like this. And you know this 2e, just like a is constant, so as 2 into e. What is e? E is 2.7, 2.7 into 2, 5.4. So that means a single constant. Do not use the value 2.7. You will write it in form of e only. Because that value 2.713 is approximate value. E is a rational number, Napier constant. So now this can be solved using the formula that a to the power x is integration of a to the power x with respect to x is a to the power x upon ln a plus c, right? In place of a, we have 2e here. What is a? A is constant. It can be any constant except 1. We cannot have a as 1. You know that in exponential a is never 1. Okay. 1 to the power x, it is not exponential, it is a constant function. So 2e. 2e, this is comparable to a. So the answer will be a to the power x upon ln a plus c. This will be your answer. So these two questions were based on third and fourth. Okay. Now all the questions after this will be based on that trigonometric type. Okay. Questions based on trigonometry. So ninth question. Ninth question. Tan square x. Integration of tan square x. How to integrate this? Ninth one. Who can tell me? This is easy. This you can solve. Integration of tan square x. Yes, anyone? How to integrate tan square x? You know integration of sec square x. For that you have the formula tan x plus c. How you will find integration of tan square x?
So we could use the identity.
Yes, correct. You will use the identity, definitely. So 1 plus tan square x is sec square x, right? 1 plus tan square x is sec square x. So therefore, in place of tan square x, I can write sec square x minus 1. Use it here. Over. These type of questions are important for board exams as well. So tan square x is sec square x minus 1. Now what you can do? You can split these. Okay? You can split these. What you will get here? You will get tan x. Integration of x square x. Integration of 1 is x. 1 means x to the power 0. Okay? So tan x minus x plus c. Such type of questions can be asked for 1 marks in board exams. Alright? 10th question was. Now I will be writing few more questions. Okay? Let us solve. This is your question number 10. Think and try to relate it with some identity or formula, whatever you can remember. Next is cos 4x, cos 2x, sin square x, sin 2x. All these 4 questions. Try these 4 questions, 10 to 30. Yes, can anyone tell me how to solve question number 10? Can you relate it to any formula or anything that you have studied in class 11th? And then from with integration? Yes.
So we could integrate sine 3x.
Yes, that's correct. So what do you think? This formula is of sine 3x?
Yes, sir.
Yes, correct. So this is formula of sine 3x. All right. First thing. And then you have formula of integration of sine x. Okay. Formula of integration of sine x. Integration of sine x is minus cos x plus c. And then I told you that rule where we can replace x by a more linear term. So because of that rule, in place of x, 3x will be appearing. But what else? This 3 will also be coming in division, right? This plus c. Alright, this comes in whole division, not just the angle, the whole term. Okay, so minus cos 3x upon 3, then plus c later on. So yeah, correct, good. 11th question. You may be tempted to split them, but remember there is no rule in multiplication. Like you have fx into gx and you have to integrate. You cannot write integration of fx into integration of gx, okay? But you have some other rules or some other formulas, so look for that. Yes, who can tell this question? 11th. Any idea? Any formula, anything that you know you can relate it here? Okay, can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me this formula? 2 cos A cos B. Do you remember this? This is equal to what? 11th for 11th. I need this formula. 2 cos A cos B is equal to what?
Cos A plus B is cos A minus B.
Yes, correct. Good. So cos A plus B plus cos A minus B. This is the formula and this is what we are supposed to use here. But 2 is missing. That is not the problem. Why? we can create 2 by multiplying and dividing. Like this. Then you use this formula 2 cos A cos B. A is 2x, A is 4x, B is 2x. So cos A plus B, that means 6x, plus cos A minus B, that means 4x minus 2x, that is 2x upon 2. Now this 2, this can be taken out, that property of K, right? K can be taken out. Now you can see there is plus in between, so you can split. And now you can integrate it separately. What is the problem? So integration of cos 6x is sine 6x upon 6, and this is sine 2x upon 2. So the output will be sine 6x upon 12 plus sine 2x upon 4 plus c. Yes, now 12th question. See, for 12th question, I want to tell you something. As I am saying constantly, do not create your own formulas. Integration of sin x is minus cos x. Okay. This does not mean that integration of sine square will be minus cos square. Are you getting it? No formula is such. The rule is simple. Either the standard formula or x replaced by ax plus b. Nothing else. Nothing else. So then how we can integrate sine square? Do you have any idea? How to integrate sine square then?
So could we write it as half of 1 minus cos 2x?
Half of 1 minus cos square. Very good. That will be it. This will help us to solve the question. Now you are getting it, because ultimately we have to use trigonometry and change it in standard formula or something like that. Okay. So if you remember, there is this formula of cos 2a which is equal to 1 minus 2 sine square. So here this term occurs. So what we can do, we can like modify this and we can write 2 sine square as 1 minus 2 cos 2a, and from here sine square a can be written as 1 minus cos 2a by 2. So that is why this sine square x can be written as 1 minus cos 2x by 2, right? Now this 2 can be taken out of integration. First property k, property of k can be taken out. Then we can split it in two parts because minus sign is there. And now this is, both of them are standard formula. So this will become x and this will become sine 2x by 2. So final answer is x by 2 minus sine 2x by 4 plus c. Okay, this is it. Trigonometry. In trigonometric form, basically you will have to use trigonometric formula of class 11th. Okay. This we discussed long time back. I told you that you should start revising trigonometry or its formulae. Okay. If you have not revised them till now it is the time, because otherwise you will find it very difficult to solve these type of questions where trigonometry is involved. From this set, the last question is sine cube. Solve this sine cube x. Integrate it. Yes, what do you think about this 13th? How to simplify it? Sine cube.
So we can use the formula of sine 3x.
Yes, correct. Formula of sine 3x. And the formula is C. 3 sine A minus 4 sine cube A is sine 3A. This is also one of the formula. From here, we will find value of sine cube. Okay. How? Just do some manipulation. Bring sine 3A to the LHS. Bring 4 sine cube A to the RHS. Divide both sides by 4. Okay. This will come out to be sine cube A. Sine cube A or sine cube x. Alright. So now we can write it as 3 sine x minus sine 3x by 4 dx. 4 can be taken out. This is 3 sine x minus sine 3x. Now we can integrate. So this will come out to be 1 by 4 3 sine x minus 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is like multiplied with both the terms, right? So this as well as this. Now you can write one more step. You can bring 3 outside because this is dx will also come because 3 is constant using property of k, and now you can integrate, right? So 3 by 4 minus cos x, and this is minus cos 3x upon 3. Why upon? Because here that rule is used. Coefficient of x is 3. So in place of x we have 3x, that is why. So the final answer is minus 3 by 4 cos 3x plus 1 by 12 cos 3x plus c. This is the answer. All these are very important questions for board examination point of view as well. Okay. Go through each and every example. Okay. I'm not taking useless questions. Okay. Or repetitive questions. I'm taking more or different type of questions. Okay. That is important. These two, 14 and 15, you won't find in PDF. I am giving you for extra practice. Okay. These will not be present there in the PDF. In the PDF, we have till question number 13. 14, 15, 16. I am giving you a few extra questions. 10, 3x. Sorry, not this one right now. 10 square x into sine square x. This one. Solve these two, 14th and 15th. Yes, for 14th question, any idea?
So if we write cos x square x as 1 plus cos.
Can you please repeat?
So if we write cos x square x as 1 plus cos square x.
Okay. All right. 1 plus cos square x. Yes. Just only cosec square x?
Yes,
You
sir.
want to write? All right. So if we write it like this, then obviously you want to split it. So this will become sec square x plus sec square x into cot square x. Cot square x. Okay. Now you want to simplify this part, second one,
Yes, sir.
and what you will do to simplify this? You want to change it in?
So we get sec square x plus cosec square x.
Okay, all right. So what you have done here, you have written sec square x as 1 by cos square x and cot square x is cos square x by sin square x. Yes. So after this gets cancelled. This is your sec square x and 1 upon sine. 1 upon sine. It is cosec square, right? 1 upon sine is cosec square. And that's it. You have done it correctly. Good. So now you can split it. Now you can split it. This comes out to be sine square sec square x plus cosec square x. We have formula for both. For sec square x it is 10x and for cosec square x it is minus cot x. That table is important, right? 10 standard formulae. Learn them. Based on that, we are solving these questions. So absolutely correct. Cosec square is 1 plus cot square using identity. Then we multiply sec square x with both of them. Second term which is present in product form, we have changed it in sine and cos. As a result, we are getting 1 by sine square which is cosec square. And now there is a plus sign in between, we can separate it, alright? And then we have the standard formula. Integration of sec square is 10. Integration of cosec square is minus cot x. Absolutely correct. Yes, now 15th question. Integration of tan square x into sin square x. Okay, let us solve 15th one now. Tan square x into sin square x, okay. Use identity and in place of tan square you can write 1 minus cos square, okay. In place of sin square you can write 1 minus cos square using identity. This will come out to be tan square. Next one is minus tan square into cos square. So this will become tan square. Next is change it in sin and cos. Cancel cos square x, okay. You will see that this question is now combination of two questions solved previously. Because tan square x, I think this was the first example from trigonometric, and sin square we just solved, if you remember. All these are previous examples. So I won't solve it completely. I will just leave this step here. That in this we used identity, and in this one we used 1 minus cos 2x by 2. And after that you can solve it from the previous examples, okay. Now after these 10 formulae and 15 questions, okay, we have 3 other formulae, 11, 12 and 13, which you may not find in the PDF earlier because last year I taught in a different way, but you can learn them here. They are based on inverse trigonometric functions, okay, so that's why you can remember separate type We have integration of these three. Integration of first one is tan inverse x, and it may not be a difficult thing for you to understand because you have studied differentiation. And differentiation of tan inverse x is 1 upon 1 plus x square. So its integration will be 1 upon 1 plus x square, right? Reverse process. Then differentiation of sin inverse x is 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. So its integration will be this. Similarly, differentiation of sec inverse x is 1 by x under root x square minus 1. So its integration will be this. Alright. You have to remember these 3, 11, 12 and 30. If you want, you can write the domain as well. X belongs to R. For this, it is minus 1 to 1. These are the values of x for which this integration is possible. Alright. And for this, it is x mod x greater than 1, which means x less than minus 1 or x greater than 1. Similarly, for this, you can say mod x less than 1. These are the conditions where this integration is defined. Okay. And answers can be calculated by reverse process. However, yeah, that is not important. Important are some questions. Question number 16. So 16th question is integration of x square upon x square plus 1. 17th is integration of x square plus cos square x upon 1 plus x square into cos x square. One more question here. Till then you solve 16th one. Yes, who can tell the 16th question? Yes, anyone?
So we can add and subtract 1 in numerator.
Very good. Very good. This is what I want. So, in the numerator, if we add and subtract 1, what will happen? We will consider this as a single term and we will split it. So, x square plus 1 upon x square plus 1. And after negative sign, it will be minus of 1 upon x square plus 1. Now you have split it and you have changed it into a form where you can integrate these very easily. See this. What about the first part? First part is 1. Its integration will be x. First formula. And after minus, it is 1 upon x square plus 1, which is nothing but 11th formula. So x minus tan inverse x plus c. You know, meaning is still same. You can finish the whole chapter. But ultimately, if someone asks you what is integration, it is reverse process of differentiation. You integrate this thing. X minus tan inverse x plus c. You know what you will get? You will get this x square upon x square plus 1. So we are doing the reverse process. Okay. So this was 16th question. Plus 1 minus 1. Now such things should come in your mind. Why? Because you are trying to create formula. You are trying to split in 2 or more terms so that those forms which are coming after splitting, they are integrable. This is your task, okay? That is why I'm giving you time to think about the questions. Otherwise, I could have like solved 30 questions by now. All right, 17th. See what we will do in 17th question. In 17th question, we'll use the identity and we will change cos square first. So cos square is 1 minus sin square, right? Cos square is 1 minus sin square. Now what we will do? We will consider x square plus 1 as one term. And sin square as other term. And now we will multiply, or you can do one thing, you can split first in the bracket itself, okay? So x square plus 1 upon x square plus 1 will be 1, and here it will be minus of sin square upon 1 plus x square, okay? After this splitting, what you can do, you can write 1 into cos x square as cos x square x. This is your first part, minus when you multiply sin square with cos x square, you know what will happen, only 1 will be remaining, right? What I have done, I have multiplied cos x square with both of these in the bracket. So first integrand will be cos x square and next will be sin square into cos x square, that will be 1, reciprocal of each other. Alright. What is the purpose? Now you have the standard formula. Integration of cos x square is minus cot x. Integration of 1 upon 1 plus x square is tan inverse x. So minus cot x minus tan inverse x plus c, this will be the answer. All these formulae are very important, okay? So this completes elementary integration. Elementary. This is not the end of integration. This is the beginning of integration. Elementary integration is over. Elementary means which is based on use of standard formula and properties. Next class we will be starting the chapter actually. There are three methods of substitution, method of integration by substitution, okay, method of integration by partial fraction, and method of integration by product form or integration by parts, which is the product rule of integration, okay? So these three, and integration by substitution is a big topic, okay? It will take some classes, but we'll have to be a little bit fast also. Now one more thing, I gave you certain homework before the holidays, especially with respect to AOD, and that is coming in your test as well. So we have class tomorrow and day after tomorrow as well. We have back-to-back classes this week. So I'm telling you, if you have doubts from question bank, please ask. We have 2 days, tomorrow and day after tomorrow. I'll be starting the session with the doubt discussion. If you will have the doubts, you will ask me, it is fine. Otherwise, I will move on. Okay. So today I'm not taking the doubts, but tomorrow and day after tomorrow, you have 2 days. If you want, I can do the discussion from your question bank. Okay. Sunday you are having test on AOD only. I have not taken any other topic. Initially, I was thinking of including DC1, but then ma'am told me that she will be like sharing the syllabus today itself. So then I thought, what is the purpose of giving DC1? So just concentrate on the last chapter only, application of derivative. From rate, measure, approximation, everything till maximum, minima, and that graph thing. So it will be good if you will do the discussion. Okay. From integration point of view, that's it for today. Now we'll continue in the next class, that is tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.